Hello everyone, Jason Alea back here again, and today we're going to be talking about the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai Saga of Dragon Ball. This is where Goku comes back after a long extensive training to go fight against some of the best fighters in the entire world, which in this case is going to be fighting against Tien and Chaozu, two students underneath the Crane Hermit Master Shen. Just like the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, I pretty much loved everything here, and a lot of stuff from that saga is the same thing here. What makes it a bit different is that instead of it being a student going up against his master, it's two various opposing students fighting against each other. And while at first it starts off as like a normal fighters rivalry where they think one is better than the other and that they're fighting to prove that, once certain things happen in the story that connect to certain events that happened in the previous saga, then the stakes become more personal for our characters. And it seems like in this tournament, someone actually might die instead of just being kicked out of the tournament or losing to a fight. They could actually lose their life due to this personal grudge now that these characters have with our main cast, which gives the fight sequences a lot more intensity in terms of a storytelling perspective. In terms of animation and the way it was helmed, it is still just as exciting as ever. Krillin vs. Goku was excellent. Yamcha vs. Tien was a great startup match. Chaozu and Krillin, while not being my favorite, is one of the more interesting fights I've seen in this series due to me knowing that we're not going to see a whole lot of Chaozu action in the future, so it's good to see what he could do here. And he proves to be a formidable character in terms of mind bending and telepathy and what he could do. It is more of a mental type of power that makes him so interesting. But also his bond with Tien is sort of like a brotherly bond that they have with each other, to where Tien sort of asserts himself as the big brother figure to Chaozu, and you could tell that they really do care for one another right off the bat, though they are pretty much quite terrible people. You can tell that there's a bit of humanity within those characters. And that humanity gets tested and tested more so whenever Tien finds himself coming across Master Roshi, as he is trying to lead Tien toward the better path, as he sees bright potential with this kid. And by the end, when you understand more about Tien, his background, his backstory, his motivations, you want to see him get out this dark place as well and take Chaozu along with him. But you know that there's only one way that this fight can truly finish: when one person comes out on top. And so we see all these side characters try to climb that rank while trying to keep true to themselves, as a lot of the people in the background have personal grudges against each other now. As for our main cast, they are just as likable as ever. Goku is again naive, a bit hungry here and there, and loves to fight. And while he doesn't have as much of a character arc here as he is trying to win, you still love his character due to everything he's been through before. You just want to see him have fun and be a fighter in this saga. He had his big arc in the previous sagas. You see how that concluded. This is a bit of a laid back type of Goku where he's just in it for the fight and he just wants to enjoy himself. Again, there's a bit of personal drama, so he's not completely laid back. He has to settle some things from the previous saga, but all in all, he is just being Goku. And that's what I love about it. Same with Krillin, same with Bulma, same with Yamcha. All these side characters, Launch and Master Roshi, they're all great. Roshi has a little bit more interesting stuff going on here. He has a conflict with the Crane Hermit, and so he is always trying to butt heads with him, trying to prove himself, but he also sees potential in his students and sees that whatever's happening with the Crane Hermit is something bad. He doesn't want that bad influence to be further put on the shoulders of Tien and Chaozu. And so as we see throughout the tournament, in the ring and outside the ring, he spreads his wisdom whenever he can, which makes him less of the pervert joke character and more of an actual mentor type figure. We see who he really is deep down inside, and that is a wise old man that's seen and been through a lot, spreading his wisdom down to the next generation. And that's what I love about Roshi here. He felt like more of a character instead of a caricature. Sure, he was entertaining, and I loved his moments in the previous sagas, especially in the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai. But here, I think this is my favorite portrayal of Roshi so far. And like always, the Toriyama art style is beautiful. I love the character designs. I love the creativity on display and how that translates to animation here, especially with the fight sequences. Is beautiful. This is some of the best fight sequences I've seen in the original Dragon Ball. Again, I'm getting to the point of the show where I don't remember as much watching, because the original Dragon Ball, while I have watched some of it, wasn't my go-to Dragon Ball. It was mostly Dragon Ball Z, so there were some sagas and many episodes that I missed. So rewatching the show and being able to watch more of the episodes now that I've gotten older and it's more available to me, I thought was awesome. And being able to rewatch all this stuff and seeing new stuff, I think is really cool. All in all, this is a very enjoyable tournament saga. Is it as good as a previous tournament saga? I say, for me, it's a bit better. There's a lot more conflict. There's a lot more stuff going around behind the scenes that are more interesting to me. There's a bit more drama. And the personal grudges that these characters have with each other is very interesting. And a lot of this will be further explored as the show goes on with these characters, especially Tien and Chaozu. The introduction to them is very awesome. Their power sets, what they could do, and their characters in general and how they're written, I thought was brilliant. So all in all, I have to say I had a really good time with the saga. I definitely recommend it, and I'm going to give the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai Saga an A. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.